Hello and welcome. It's that time of the year. Makeup season is in full swing. There are lots of new releases and there are some that I want to talk about. In this video, I'm going to talk about products that I'm interested in, not necessarily for buying, but I just want to comment on them. There will be some that I don't want to comment on and they won't be mentioned in this video. Then there will be some that I shall call not even remotely, and those will be things that I'm not interested in picking up whatsoever. Then there's going to be nice but no. Self-explanatory. There is a lot of stuff, and last week I was excited, but now it's all getting just a little bit overwhelming. Also, I'm not the only one feeling this way. I have heard from many others as well that it's all getting to be just a little too much. Let's see how many more these companies can pump out before the end of the year. I am curious. I want to start with two announcements. The first one is aimed at the various makeup brands. To them, I say it's time to have some sales. There are way too many options for the customers in the market right now, and if you want their attention, give them discounts, have some sales. To the customers, I want to say, hold off, there will be sales. No one is going around buying all of this stuff, and there will eventually be discounts. So if you're not sure about something, don't buy it. Do not give in to FOMO marketing. Hold on to your money, hold on to your wallets. There are going to be deals down the road, and don't be afraid of things selling out like I am sometimes, because other better things will come. There will always be new makeup to buy. With that being said, I want to invite you to subscribe. There is going to be interesting content on this channel regularly. So all things makeup related and just having fun and expressing your creativity with makeup, I'm gonna need you to subscribe. Okay, moving on. I have moved over to the side. Let's pop up some images and discuss some new and new-ish makeup. I will start with the most recent products, then we will move to less recent products. There's a lot. First, we have the Danessa Myricks Lightwork 5 I Am palette. This is launching on the 7th of October. This is a lovely palette. They show a reel of swatches, but for some reason these palettes don't draw me in 100%, so I've never purchased any of the previous Lightwork palettes, although they are beautiful. But I think they are more marketed towards the consumer who shops at Sephora and wants a little bit of innovation in their makeup, something a little bit different. So for someone like myself or other makeup enthusiasts who are into indie brands, this does not seem as attractive because we already have all our Clionadh, Terra Moons, Divina, Shine by SD, all those multichromes. So if you have a large multichrome collection, this won't really interest you. But I'm curious to see what the price point is for this one, because there are a lot of shades and this time there's no water activated colors or other lower performing shades. So I am interested. The next important announcement in the makeup world is from Glamlite. They are sneak peeking their A Nightmare on Elm Street collection. Now, I'm not personally familiar with what that is. I have heard the name. Maybe I should get into all these horror movies, but I'm not really a horror movie fan. I'm more like scaring people fan. Or at least I used to be. Now it's been a while since I've done anything scary or whatever. This is still a little bit of a sneak peek reel where the people from Glamlite are wearing these special effects makeup and these glamorous eye looks. It looks interesting, but then again, something I mentioned I think a few months ago in a video is that I just wonder that horror movies have this dark, dingy, gray-black kind of theme, and I'm not sure how that will translate to eyeshadow palettes or makeup. We saw this with the Ghostface collection. I kind of predicted this, that it's going to be something in this grayish, dark black kind of theme, and that is exactly what it is. It's a gray palette. It does have some cool shifty shades, but I don't think I will be picking this up just for those. I did like the blood red gloss, and the highlighter was okay, and the blush was nice, but I already have a red blush from Glamlight, so I think the Ghostface collection is a pass for me. I have a couple more comments about Glamlight. I think what they're doing is similar to what Jeffree Star Makeup used to do. These elaborate like campaigns and photo shoots and everything. And also saying that this collection broke all records and this is sold out, and creating all that hype around things. This is very reminiscent of that brand, and I hope this is a sustainable strategy. I feel like people were a little let down by the Ghostface collab because, especially the palette, because it's an all gray palette and people were saying they were disappointed. Even though I kind of knew this is what it's going to be, I think one of their pitfalls is that they started sneak peeking the Ghostface collab months earlier and celebrating and showing everything on social media and hyping it up. So if you build this hype over such a long time, people are going to be disappointed no matter what. That is just my opinion. I think you should keep the sneak peeks and launch dates a little bit closer together and not handle it the way it has been for the Ghostface collab. That's just my analysis. Next we have the Patrick Ta Major Holiday Face Palette. I did a video on this yesterday, so if you didn't watch that, go watch it if you're interested in this face and eye palette. For some reason, people don't like face and eye palettes together. Like, if it were an ass and face palette, I get it. But the makeup is going on your eyes and your cheeks. I don't really understand what. Maybe someone can explain it to me. I don't care. I have lots of travel face and eye palettes. They're good to have when you're traveling. I'm not sure why people complain about it. So that confuses me a little bit, but apart from that, I think it's a gorgeous palette. You can check out my review. Next up on my list is the Fenty Holiday Collection. So they have this holographic gloss called Gloss Bomb Lip Crystal Luminizer Limited Edition Shade Hologram. This is holographic, it's kind of a shifty shade, but that's not what excites me because it's not going to be a very strong shade anyway. It's the formula of these glosses. I actually got these a little while ago and the formula is amazing on the lips. So I'm definitely interested in this. The Lip Vault, it's $195, I believe, which is very pricey for a lip vault of all glosses. I might pick it up on sale if it ever goes to sale. I also like the brush set that's in here. Very cute colors, nice shapes. The red lipstick is a muted red with a gorgeous three-colored packaging, and I'm a fan. I like that. I think this is a nice collection, but I wonder why is Fenty not coming up with eyeshadows or new highlighters or things that are just a little bit more exciting, you know? Just lip glosses doesn't cut it for me. What do you think? Moving on to ColourPop. Now ColourPop has released two collections. One was the Haunted Mansion collection. I like this one. This is very pretty. The palette is very much a neutral palette with a few pops of color. So I'm not interested in that, but the Super Shocks look beautiful. If you don't own a lot of Super Shocks, which I do, I think I have all these colors already. The rest are just your average items. Those don't really interest me. Next, their most recent collection is the Sailor Moon Part 2 collection. This is very pretty. I think this is very appropriate for Sailor Moon. It seems on theme for Sailor Moon. I mean, light colors and pinky purpley hues. But I don't know Sailor Moon at all, so I can't tell from a fan standpoint. But from a vibe standpoint, comparing it with the previous collection, I think This is just a little bit different, but also in the same zone, kind of. I like the palette. It has mostly light shades, light shimmers, and a few of those bright colors at the bottom. The highlighters are also nice. I think they are the most interesting thing in this collection. The eyeliners also seem cute, especially that teal one. The lip duos do not interest me. They are just kind of almost clear glosses with your average pink and brownie kind of shades, so those are not something I'm interested in. And the gloss is interesting, that face and eye gloss, so I might pick some of these things up. It's a maybe, but I think it's cute, although there has been a lot of criticism from the actual fans of the show. So I can't comment on how good this was as a collab, but as a makeup collection, it's cute. Melt Cosmetics is releasing their Nightmare Before Christmas Halloween Town collection. Melt, as always, all these items are pretty pricey. The palette is $60. Let's talk about this palette. When I first looked at this, I was like, that is just a rainbow palette. There's nothing interesting about this. But the more I looked at it, I like the magenta in it. It's nice. It's nothing revolutionary or very creative either. I like the design. I think the main selling point of this collection is going to be the packaging, the presentation, the imprints on the things, all that sort of thing, especially for the fans of this franchise, whatever it is. The highlighter seems nice, but it's $45. Not happening. The lipsticks, one was a terracotta, one was like a red shade, not a bright one, maybe a little deeper one. The packaging, again, 10 out of 10, but the products themselves, I think the prices are a bit up there, and for those prices, it's not going to be worth it for me. I like the mirror. The eyeliners though, why did they both have to be orange? I don't really understand the color choices, especially for the lipsticks and the eyeliners. I mean, whatever this franchise is it really that orange heavy? Is my question. I'm not sure, but everything is very orange. I can get on board with the orange packaging, that looks gorgeous, but both the eyeliners and both the lipsticks, I wish they were just a little bit more colorful like the eyeshadow palette. Now let's talk about the Blend Bunny Sickly Sweet palette. This is one eyeshadow palette that did get me excited. It gave me butterflies, I'm not afraid to admit. Now Blend Bunny has been having a little bit of a backlash on this chaotic kind of layout of their new palette. But to me, this seems more exciting than all of their other palettes. With the exception of maybe Blends, I like that one. But I'm not the biggest fan of the straight gradients and that kind of thing. It's just a little too linear, a little too simple for me. So I like that they're shaking things up, and I am looking forward to getting this one sometime and trying it. Blend Bunny recently posted on their Instagram asking about the reasons why people were so upset over the chaotic layout of the palette, and there were a lot of comments. Unfortunately, I was unable to read them because I was busy at the time, but when I came back to the discussion, they had deleted the post, and it says now, "Thank you for the discussion. I got so much wonderful feedback from the majority of the comments. That's genuinely what I want when I post questions and thoughts. I took the post down because some of the commentary was going in a direction I don't want." So they had to take the earlier post down, but there's still like 68 comments on this one. As they have said on this recent post, the main takeaway was change is hard to swallow. So that's basically what people were upset about, which I guess makes sense, but as a brand owner, you have to be ready for these kind of things. And I think the owner of Blend Bunny Cosmetics has a very positive attitude towards customer feedback in general. Next on the list is Unearthly Devour Collection. Now, this is a gorgeous collection, lovely theme, excellent artwork. The products themselves, I'm sure, are going to be pretty good, but it's not perfect for me because there are some deeper, darker colors in there, and the lip colors didn't seem perfect for me. So I thought I would wait on this, and it's pretty pricey as well, so if there's a discount down the line, maybe I will get it, but if I don't, I'm not gonna be too sad about it either. Unearthly Cosmetics has great artistic vision. I think the products they come up with are great, the theming, the color selections, everything. But the business side is lacking, in my opinion. Every time I try to order something, it shows insane shipping fees, which then they have to go in and correct every time. Sometimes the information on the website is lacking. There are a bunch of things with this brand that make shopping difficult, and I'm just not in a rush to buy from them. Let's just put it that way. Next is Lethal Cosmetics. They launched their 2UP collection recently. I am very much interested in the 2UP palette, the little palette with, according to them, a joyful color story, which is a pretty apt description of the color story. They also have face jewels, and they also have water activated liners, I believe. And none of these things are very new or innovative. I am going to skip on those. The liners you can put in the palette, so that's a nice little addition to their palette builder. But the only thing I'm interested in is the actual small palette. Bella Beauty Bar had their Halloween launches not too long ago, the Basic Witch palette and the recently de-influenced palette. Now, both of these sold out at various times. At the time I placed my order for recently de-influenced, the Basic Witch was already sold out and it was on pre-order, so it's gonna be available in 6 to 8 weeks, 8 weeks probably, which is not the best, not ideal at all. So with Bella Beauty Bar, they have excellent products, no doubt. But again, the business side is lacking. Shipping fees are enormous, there are customs to pay, the prices are up there. Plus some brands do this, like they order smaller quantities, and when things are sold out, they put this post on Instagram saying, "Thank you, this palette is sold out." That is not what the customer wants to hear. There are lots of people who may still be waiting to place their order, and they don't want to see that you're sold out. It's great for you, but it's not the best thing for the customer that you're sold out of your Halloween palettes this long before Halloween. So that's not the best thing. And now it's on pre-order, and people who order it now will probably get it after Halloween. And I will also be one of those people. I wish they had launched both of these at the same time. It would have been much easier. Now it's like people are placing multiple orders, and maybe it's the best thing for people in the US, but not for the international customer. Let's talk about Halloween. These palettes launched a little while ago. It was around 3 a.m. and I was just looking through Instagram, and suddenly Oden's Eye posts this. I felt like Oden's Eye couldn't keep it in any longer, and they revealed the whole collection, and it was nice. I liked the pictures, but I wasn't completely drawn in. And I told myself I don't need to buy everything from Oden's Eye. I don't need to buy every launch, even if it's not meant for me, even if it's not exactly my taste. But I saw the Little Ghost palette, and it had like a light purple, light blue, and a white in it. And I was like, why did they need these 3 light shades? And honestly, I wasn't completely convinced till I saw Angelica Nyquist's own video, the creator of the Halloween collection. In that video, she gives detailed descriptions of all the shades and her thought process behind them, and I was sold. And I got the 2 palettes. The lip colors are also beautiful. I wanted a few, but then again, I thought that I already have those terracottas and muted reds, which I was primarily interested in. So I skipped on those. I got the two palettes and I will be trying them once I receive them. I am excited for those. Pat McGrath's holiday collection. I already talked about this in my detailed Pat McGrath video. If you haven't checked that out, it will be linked. That is actually a deep dive into everything Pat McGrath, and I talk in detail about what I'm interested in from the holiday 2023 collection. Rare Beauty is launching some glowy blushes or maybe highlighters, but they are in blush kind of colors. And these I'm interested in, as well as the red lipstick they showed a little while ago. I'm excited to see if they'll be launching anything more for the holidays, because this is one brand I tried this year and I actually quite like it. Next up, I want to talk about another one of my favorite indie brands, which is Sugar Drizzle. They released their Sea Siren palette. This is a pretty color story, not gonna lie. I'm not sure why it's called Sea Siren. Maybe there's some cultural reference that I'm missing, but it's a nice palette. But the artwork gives me the heebie-jeebies. I am not a fan of mermaids or underwater things in general. The animals are fine, but I think it's the human-animal hybrids that creep me out. Maybe I'm the only one who feels this way, but that's how it is. I just feel like with that artwork, I would be scared every time I look at it. The Hourglass Face Palette for 2023. I got the Snake palette. It should be on its way to me, but it's taking way too freaking long because I got it at launch and it's still not here. I am excited to try that one as well because the last Hourglass palette I have is from quite a few years ago and the blushes didn't show up on my skin. So I wasn't too pleased with that, but this year they do have a deeper palette, which is the Snake palette, and I'm interested to see if this will be more flattering on my skin tone. Gourmand Girls. I think Gourmand Girls is an excellent brand. I got 3 of their palettes, both the Halloween palettes and the Secret Grove palette, and I must say the shopping experience was excellent. The palettes themselves are absolutely gorgeous. I will be doing a video on them soon and comparing both the Halloween palettes. But the shopping experience. I got free shipping to Canada and there were no duties when it arrived. And the shipping was fairly quick. Absolutely a great experience. Also, a while ago I got their Spooked palette and I had a customer service issue and they resolved it. No questions asked. It was great. So kudos to Gourmand Girls. I think they're doing an amazing job and all other indie brands could learn from them. I'm talking to you, Bella Beauty Bar and Unearthly Cosmetics. Please and thank you. Now we get into nice but no. Game Beauty 9 pans. These are gorgeous 9 pans. The only reason I'm saying no is because I have a bunch of 9 pans from ColourPop that could be a little bit similar. But if Game Beauty had done this earlier than ColourPop, I would have gotten these. These are 9 pan monochromatic color stories done right. I still haven't tried anything from Game Beauty, but I am interested to try something in the future. I think their collections are quite fun. Juvia's Place has dropped their Afro Galactic collection. Now this is a very pretty palette and there are 4 glitter liners, I believe. This is a very lovely collection and I do have a few items from Juvia's Place on my list, which I will get to eventually. But I think I will be skipping on this collection even though it looks really pretty. Next up we have Wet n Wild Cosmetics and Scooby-Doo. This is a very cute collection. I like the nail polish packaging and the colors, and the eyeshadow palette looks nice. There's a mystery machine something item There's makeup brushes, there's a small like a glittery palette, there's these colored pencils. I like this. I think this is very cute. And I've been a sucker for Wet n Wild collections in the past, but I have the Glamlight Scooby-Doo collection, and that is, in my opinion, just a little bit better quality. So I will be skipping on this, even though it's really nice. This is the P. Louise Halloween collection. This is a gorgeous collection. The outer packaging, the colors, everything looks very pretty. But if you have been watching my videos, a little while ago I did a video with an eyeshadow palette from P. Louise that did not perform well at all. So I have decided to skip on these even though they look very pretty. Let's talk about ABH. In particular, their Fall Romance palette and the highlighter. I think the highlighter is very pretty, but it's a basic champagne color, and I think I have that in my collection many times over, so not gonna need that, but I've heard that it's a good formula. Now, the Fall Romance palette. This is nice, it's a pretty color story, but then again, it doesn't pull me in for some reason. The only two colors are the purples that I'm interested in. The rest seem very neutral to my colorful eye. And for that reason, I will be skipping on this, as I've skipped on the Cosmos palette, I think it was, and was it the Metals palette, and there was the Nouveau palette. I didn't get any of those. They don't draw me in enough. I think the last time I purchased from ABH was all the Norvino palettes, the 6 volumes. Those I really liked, and they performed very well. I actually used them during my time in beauty school and it was great. But after that, nothing really has caught my eye. Now we come to Not Even Remotely. The first one that I'm putting in this category is the Hermes lipsticks, Fall Winter 2023 limited edition sheer lipsticks. These are pretty, but the price is $78 each. Like, are you kidding me? Lipsticks don't even cost that much to make, and these are ridiculous prices. But then again, all these luxury brands have these ridiculous prices. It's not just Hermes. That was the one I came across when researching all these new holiday launches. So there you have it. Next up in the Not Even Remotely category is the Charlotte Tilbury 2023 collection. Charlotte Tilbury as a brand is not very interesting to me. I did try a bunch of their products this year, and honestly, many of them are nice, but they're not special. They're not special enough. Especially their eyeshadows, they're just too boring for my taste. And there's these face duos, the colors aren't interesting at all to me. Then there's these little packagings of mini size everything. I don't like that. Mini sizes, more often than not, are a way to exploit the customer who cannot afford to pay for the full price. But what you get for the mini size, it's not a good value at all. So I always skip on any mini sizes. Next we have the KVD Cereal Bloom Holiday 2023 collection. Now, this is so boring. I prefer the flowers in the background to the actual makeup palette. It's just lackluster. It's not fun. I think the creative vision behind this brand is kind of gone, and I just don't find this brand to be that interesting anymore, unfortunately. So this is a pass. Next in this category, I have e.l.f. Cosmetics x Jennifer Coolidge Dirty Pillows. So there is a limited edition lip kit featuring an O-Face satin lipstick called Dirty Pillows. It's a rosy pink. Lip plumping gloss called Swollen. And cream glide lip liner. Fill Frontal. It says Fill Frontal. Is it supposed to be full frontal? I don't know. But these names give me the creeps. Like, Dirty Pillows? Ew. And Swollen. I mean, e.l.f. is trying really hard with these. I like e.l.f. Cosmetics, first of all. I have a bunch of things from them. I like the brand. But they're just trying too hard with these sexual innuendos. No one needs this. e.l.f., you don't need these to sell your product, I'm telling you. Your products are good, your price points are good, you're good without all this. I like that this is with Jennifer Coolidge though. Next up is Makeup Revolution. Now, they launched their DC Comics, Batman, Harley Quinn, and Poison Ivy collections. They also launched some Shrek items and their Emily in Paris collection. These are okay, but like some others have noted, it feels like there wasn't enough effort put in. Like the color themes are kind of all over the place and some things just don't make sense. For some reason, when I look at Makeup Revolution products, I feel like they're not going to be good quality. But I know this may not be an accurate impression because I've seen people try their products and say that they're actually good. But a while ago, I actually got some of their face palettes and their eyeshadow palettes, and they were very low quality. So after that, I'm just not inclined to buy anything from the brand. And it doesn't help that the themes are kind of not well executed at all. Jeffree Star Cosmetics has released their Gothic Beach collection. This is apparently their Halloween collection, I think. This is, I think, the most boring eyeshadow palette that I've seen from the brand. The highlighter palette looks okay, kind of in a gray-purple kind of zone, not my thing. Then there's a few other items that don't seem that exciting either, so this is a pass, this is a no. This post has 961 comments on Trendmood, and people get so mad whenever Trendmood posts about Jeffree Star Cosmetics. The last thing on my agenda are the Sephora favorite set. These are never good value. They are very high prices for small sample size or deluxe size items, and I wouldn't recommend these. That was everything I had on my list today, and it was quite a lot. If I didn't mention anything, it's because I simply didn't think it was interesting enough to mention. I will be doing more of these new release roundup videos as we get into the holiday season in full swing. Let's see how much more is to come because a lot is already here. That is all for now. Subscribe if you aren't already, and I will see you in my next video.